Welcome back to another team selection video. Right now my rank is at 34k after a very lovely week. We got 76 points. I apologize for my energy being low. I filmed a bunch of videos on my other socials, but anyway, let's just get through this video quickly. I don't want to spend too much time yapping, but let's just go over it with this team quickly. I made a mistake by starting Dubravka over Roofs. Every single week almost I tend to choose a wrong goalkeeper to start, but it is what it is. I initially captained Bruno, but I switched it last minute pretty much to Holland because I saw a bunch of people captaining Holland, and if Holland went ballistic against Leeds, which I didn't expect him to because Leeds are quite solid, especially at home, then I would have had my rank cooked. But thankfully I had Bruno Fernandes vice captain, thank God. So obviously Holland didn't play, and then I got Bruno's points in the end. Semenyo finally did something for me once I brought him in, and then that was a nice 8 points. He scored. Wilson, oh my, thank God I bought Wilson. How many ever weeks ago? He's been carrying my rank. Igor Thiago got a nice goal as well, so 6 points from him. Can't complain about that. Gabriel and Virgil clutched up. Virgil with a goal, did lose a clean sheet, didn't get any DEFCON, and he got some minus points for conceding. But he still got 7 points, which I can't complain. I sold Timber for him though, so I took an L because I think Timber got 8 points. But it is what it is. Gabriel clutched up for me though. He got 9 points. And then everybody else let me down. Hill, Mbuemo, Joao Pedro, Rogers. Joao Pedro was robbed though. He should have had a penalty called on him. Saliba's bear hugging him, and Rai kind of punches him in the head, and he didn't get a penalty, so that kind of sucks. He wouldn't have taken it, would have been Enzo Fernandez, but at least he would have got assist points for it if he would have scored. So yeah, very solid week. I think I got Green Arrow by 2 points, so yeah, we'll take it. And this is my team selection. Very tricky. Well, tricky, or like, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 flags here. So it's like kind of tricky navigating this week. That's what I was getting at here. We'll start off with our keeper. Roofs with Leeds away. Don't expect much from him, to be honest. He's going to concede, so it is what it is. Anderson with West Ham at home. If he plays, I'd love that. If not, I've got Hill with Brentford at home, which I don't think he'll keep a clean sheet. That's why I've benched him. So it is what it is. I'm fine with that. And then perhaps Rodon will come on for Anderson, or one of these other players. And then Virgil with, and I think Rodon might keep a clean sheet now that I think about it, with Sunderland at home. So maybe I should probably start Rodon ahead of Hill. Maybe I should do this like that, so I can have Rodon ahead of Hill, because I feel like Rodon will keep a clean sheet, but he might not even play. That's the issue. Gabriel with Brighton away. I don't think. Actually, I do think he could keep a clean sheet, but like, will Arsenal choke like they did against Brentford and Wolves away? So that's what I'm thinking. Maybe it's a 1-0 Arsenal type game, or a 0-0. No, I'll take a 0-0. That'll be very good, because I don't want Arsenal to win the league. Sorry if you're an Arsenal fan, but as you can tell here, I support Liverpool. Bruno Fernandes with Newcastle away. I do expect big things from him, because Newcastle conceded 3 to Everton last game week, and yeah, Bruno Fernandes is a solid player, so I expect decent showing from him. Same with Mbuemo, who was robbed of an assist last week because Casemiro, I believe, had a chance that would have been an Mbuemo assist to finish, and he didn't score, so he kind of robbed him. Harry Wilson and Antoine Semenyo, I expect huge things from them. West Ham at home and Forest at home, huge fixtures. So both captaincy contenders in my opinion. And then my front line consists of Holland, Thiago, and Joao Pedro. Joao Pedro, I do expect big things from him because Villa stink now. They lost 2-0 to Wolves. I can't remember who was home between them. We can check right now, actually, now I think about it. Wolves, because I have, unfortunately, Morgan Rogers. They played away from home. So maybe they'll do better at home, probably, but still expect Joao Pedro to do something against Villa, who are struggling now. Holland might not play. That's why it's very important to make sure you have your vice captaincy on someone who you'd like to be captain, like last week. My brother had Igor Thiago vice captain instead of Bruno, so yeah, that did not go well for him. Now I have Igor Thiago with Bournemouth away. I do expect him to score, because Bournemouth do concede quite a lot, especially to center forwards apparently. So yeah, I have that. And then honestly, this is low-key a bench boostable bench, but I'm saving my bench boost for a double game week, which we're expecting, I think, in game week 33 or 32. I think it's 32 or 33. I mean, I think I'm wildcarding 32, bench boosting 33, and then free hitting 34 because 34 is supposed to be a blank game week. And then even though Rodgers has been so stinky recently, I do think he'll score against Chelsea or get an assist or something like that, because he's just that type of player that to just troll you to score against like Chelsea, but then blank against like Wolves, for instance. And then Rodon and Hill, I like their home fixtures. Maybe not Hill because Brentford did score 4 goals, but to be fair, it was against Burnley. So yeah. Now I have one free transfer and I have some flags here, which is the issue. So if we go to our transfers here, we can either remove Erling Haaland, but the issue with that is if he plays against Forest, I'd like him in my team. And then he has West Ham away, and West Ham is one of his favorite opponents, so that's a captaincy contender. And honestly, he would probably be a better triple captaincy contender for this than Gabriel was for his double game week. What a disaster that was. So I could sell him, and if I do sell him, it would be for Ekitike. Okay. I'm happy keeping Joao Pedro and Igor Thiago. Joao Pedro has some decent fixtures, like we just discussed. Newcastle League conceded 3 at home, and they play Newcastle at home, and then Villa conceded twice to Wolves. So I like these 2 fixtures for him, and he's been doing pretty solid, even though these are like relegation teams. But he's been pretty solid for me. Like he's only blanked once, and it was that most recent one with Arsenal, and I benched him, but it's because Haaland came off my bench, came off the starting 11 because he didn't play. That's why I had to drop Pedro in my starting 11. Igor Thiago, I'm happy with him. I'm happy with all these players except for Rodgers. I'm not really happy with him. So he's one option to get rid of. And then Mbuemo, I'm happy with him for honestly, these are some nice fixtures for him. But he doesn't get those. He's not getting these hauls like 6 points. To be fair, before he got 10 points, 8 points. Actually, no, he hasn't gotten 10. I think he's only got. I bought him for this, so he's got 8 points for me, 6 points, and then 2 points. So when was the last time he actually got like a decent score? Like Arsenal game week 23, which was 10 points, and Man City was a decent score too. So when he came back from AFCON, I think. So yeah, to be fair, these are pretty good teams to get big scores against. And then he has Leeds at home. Yeah, these are some nice fixtures, so I think I'll just keep him. Especially because like I'm looking at the midfield options and I'm not really too like happy. To be fair, now that I think about it, there's actually some other options. So these are my top midfield options. If we look, is there a way to see transfers in? Transfers in game week, yeah. Sorry, I'm not familiar too well with this desktop app version. So top option, Dewsbury Hall is an option, but I don't want him. He plays Burnley at home, and he is a captaincy contender, especially if Haaland's injured. Alex Iwobi, he is one I want to bring in. So that's one. And then Dango's also an option, but I like Iwobi more because I like Fulham's fixtures quite a lot more. Like, look at these. These are some nice fixtures. And then what does he play after? Who does he play after? Liverpool. That's not the best, but hey, Liverpool aren't like... I mean, to be fair, Liverpool have been pretty solid defensively recently. And then he has Brentford away, which is nice too, I guess. Anton Stack is a decent shout too, to be fair. Even Garner, Shada, Damsgaard. So, but like, there's also Tavernier, Ryan, I don't know what his name is pronounced. So yeah, those are some decent options. But I'm liking the look of Iwobi because West Ham at home looks juicy with Forest away and Burnley at home. And then these last two scores, 10 points and 13 points. Obviously, we'll let him off with City. But those are some nice scores. But then the thing is, though, if I bring in Iwobi, pretend Iwobi is Rodgers, or Rodgers is Iwobi, I mean, I would have to bench Haaland because obviously I bought Iwobi in. So why would I keep him on my bench? You know what I mean? So I could either roll my transfer or bring in Iwobi for Rodgers and then start Iwobi over Haaland. But if Haaland plays against Forest, that's a big no-no. So that's an issue. And then another option would be to get Ekitike, like I said, for Haaland. But then I would want to get Haaland in for West Ham away because that's such a huge captaincy opportunity To be fair, there's who does Bruno play? 30. I mean, Villa at home is pretty. I think he might have a decent record against Villa, but still, I'd rather have Haaland for that. So honestly, and Wolves away isn't the hard. Like, it's not the hardest, but it's not the easiest either. I could see like a 1-0 Liverpool or 2-0 Liverpool maybe against Wolves. It could even be a very close game, like 0-0, or it could be very close because, like I said, Wolves are pretty decent now, and it's a away fixture for Liverpool. Like the last one. Ekitike cooked against Newcastle and he cooked against West Ham recently, but those were both home fixtures. He hasn't been the greatest away from home, and that could obviously, like, he could come back to bite me in the butt for saying that. But yeah, I'd rather probably just keep Haaland and then just get Iwobi for Rodgers, even though Rodgers has some nice. He has West Ham at home in 31. But to be fair, I guess just buy him back for that. Like Forest away and Sunderland at home, those are some nice ones too. I could probably just buy him back for those for maybe Mbeumo or Iwobi again. No, because in 31, Iwobi has Burnley at home. Yeah, I might just sell Rodgers, to be honest, because he's pissing me off. My defense I'll probably leave untouched because I reckon Rodon should be. I mean, maybe he's alright, maybe he's not. We'll see. Illness, that's why he didn't make it. Okay. Yeah, so I think I'll do that. And then, maybe I should start Hill ahead of Rodon because to be fair, I think I'll just do that. Actually, I'll just leave it like that because Hill has got decent scores recently. Anyway, let me know if you have any transfer dilemmas, if you have any suggestions, what your plans are. If you have any questions, you can follow my socials. Check the description for those. And I appreciate if you made it this far. Thanks for watching. And thanks for watching. Like I said, bye.